Awesome. So you guys see my screen well there? Great.
Yes.
Okay, so like Tote just showed you guys, the first product that we're going to be creating is going to be this gorgeous design with moon phase and a custom text box. So we're going to be using on both designs the Forever Love Heart necklace, and as Tote mentioned before, we're going to be using the pre-made designs you guys have access to. So as you see, there's a ton of pre-made designs that you guys could use. Today we're going to be using two, but this will serve as an example of the possibilities that you guys have mixing pre-made designs from Canto and our platform. So this is the design that you guys are going to see on Canto. And what we go ahead and did is we downloaded the PSD file and we deleted the heart so we can add the moon phase and the text under it. So you guys are going to have access to all of the assets that we used as always. So for first timers, we always share the presentation and the links for everything so you guys can later follow along and recreate the products with no problem. So here you guys are going to find the background for the first product and for the second product, and you're going to find a font file. So you're going to go ahead and download those. I already have mine downloaded here, as you guys can see. And without further ado, we can start creating it on our platform. So for the first timers, this is what you're going to see as the home page for Customily once you create your account and set it up. For the My Designs section, we're going to go ahead and create the new design for this product. Awesome. And here we're going to name it Moon Phase Necklace. And instead of create design, we're going to hit on create from product specs. And we're going to search for the Love Heart necklace from ShineOn. Okay, so what we did here is we basically, we searched for the product on the ShineOn database, and this imported the exact file size that we're going to need for this product. So it was a square, but it was a little bit of a different dimension that we usually use. Okay, so right now what I'm going to do is copy this directly from here and paste it. And this is a new feature that we added this past week, I think. So it's easy to start like copying and pasting different elements. So Brenda, how do you start to create? I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to. Do you mean creating new?
Where you go to start design. That is, where was the first
Oh, okay.
tab,
Let's
maybe?
go. Let's go over that. So here's the home page. So when you log in and create your own account on Customly and ShineOn, okay, what we're going to be doing first, Brenda, is the design. So we first create the design, and then we're going to hit on publish a new product. I think that'll answer your question. Okay, so the first element for the product is going to be the design. So here on the home page, create new design under the My Designs section. Thanks, Essie. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so remember you guys are going to have the recording for everything that we're doing here. So if you have any question, Brenda, obviously ask in the chat, but then you're going to be able to follow along, pause it, recreate every single step that we're doing here. So you can, take your time and do everything more carefully. Okay, so here we're going to create from product specs and search for the Love Heart necklace. Like we did before, we copy this and we paste it directly onto here. And we're going to put fit to canvas. So this image that we just uploaded, yeah, no problem, Brenda. If you guys have any questions, just keep asking and we'll make sure to stop on each step and make sure that everyone is understanding. Okay, so we put fit to canvas so that the image can take up the whole entire space that we have for the message card. I'm going to name my layer like we always do, and I'm going to lock it because I'm done with that layer. I don't need to do anything else on it. Okay, so now we're going to add the moon phase, and we're going to make it pretty big because we want it to stand out. Here we can use the align to middle. So we can make sure it's perfectly aligned to the middle, to the center of the message card. And this is completely automatic. This feature is gonna, like Tote said before, once you add it, your products are gonna have on the storefront everything set up for the shopper. So they'll be able to select the date, and this will change depending on what date they selected. See, it's gonna be as automatic as that. And now we're going to be adding a simple text box on the bottom. We're going to make it pretty small. And again, I'm going to align to middle. I'm going to choose my color fill here. I'm going to put it white so it stands out. And I'm going to be uploading this font file here for the American typewriter font. So in character, select a font. I'm going to hit on upload. I'm going to look for my file. And I'll be selecting this file. And here I'm going to have to search American typewriter. Here I'm going to make sure everything looks fine. That looks perfect. Here I'm going to name my layer, enter date, and select date. Great. And once you have everything set up, your file has your layers, named accordingly. You have your background. You can save design. And once we have that design, Brenda, so this is the first thing that we were talking about, having your design set up. Now we can go ahead and create the product. We're going to go back to the start section, which is our home page. We're going to hit publish a new product. Here we're going to search for the love heart necklace. We select it. We select the both color finishes and the both box styles because we want to have those available for our shoppers. And here we're going to add a design to the print area and choose from our designs. So this allows us to choose the designs that we just created in the first step. We're going to choose the moon phase necklace. And here what we're doing is making sure that for all of our variants that we just selected, the design fits perfectly. As you can see, gorgeous, nothing to do here. Also great. Awesome. So now we can hit on next. And remember here, if you have multiple stores set up like Shopify, Etsy, or any other store, you're going to be able to choose where you want to publish the product. Right now, I'm going to publish on the Shopify store. And remember, guys, this is an example using these designs that we chose from the Canto pre-made designs that you guys have available. But as you guys saw, there are a ton of options, not only on the Canto site, but we also have our pre-made designs. You can try to replicate the designs that we saw on previous classes. So the design world is truly, it's a big one. You have tons of possibilities. Mixing and matching different pre-made designs, different products. You can really get creative there. Great. So right now what we're seeing is our preview page where we can edit this product image. So here we can enter a date and select a date. So I'm going to put October 5th, 2025. October 5th, 2025. And we're going to hit on save this as product image. If you guys saw, once I entered my text here, it updated automatically on the live preview, and the same thing goes for the select date. It changed the moon phase for that specific date. So everything is fully automatic. And once we save this as a product image, we can go ahead and click on publish. And this will automatically set it up on my Shopify store, and it'll have everything set up like we saw before. Great. So here, I don't know, today's date is September 24th. Yeah, see how everything just aligns perfectly. Your shoppers can have a live preview of everything that they're customizing with their ShineOn product, their perfect background, the moon phase, and everything is gorgeous. So I don't know if anyone has any question right now. If not, we can go ahead with the next tutorial with Lucy.
All right, great. So let's wait a couple of seconds just to see if there are any questions. All
Doesn't
right.
look like there's questions.
Let's just go ahead and see that second example that we had. So let me enable the screen share here. Perfect. Let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yeah, perfect.
Excellent. Okay, great. So we're going to see this other example also using the base from Canto. So this was the other option that we were seeing here. And in this case, what we're going to do is make sure that the customer can enter their own name and choose their location for the map. So basically the interaction that we want to have for that end user is allowing them to enter their names, choose a location. Let's pick something here. This will always allow us to zoom in and zoom out. And whatever we select is reflected in the preview in different styles that we can enable. So how do we set this up in the backend? Well, for that, we're going to create a new design. So we're going to follow the same steps that we saw before. First, we create the design, and then we're going to implement this on the product that we want this on. So let's go ahead over to the home page and create new design. Now, as we were seeing before, what we need to have as our base design is this, but without the elements that are personalized, right? So without the map, without the text, all that we're going to have is the decoration with the flowers and the border and the first mat. So onto our designs here, let's go ahead and do the same thing of applying the forever love heart. There we go. This will pick up on the specifications of the print file that ShineOn will need. And we're going to go ahead and add our base artwork. I'm going to click on dynamic image, and I'm going to add the base design for the background. There we go. We'll make sure that it fits to the entire canvas. This will be our background. Once again, we'll lock this in so we can move it around. And we're going to add the two other elements that we were seeing. So a little area for them to enter their names. For that, we'll use a text box, and we'll adjust it to where we want this to go. Over here, perfect. This blue box will always determine where the text might go. And in the character section, we can go ahead and upload any fonts that we want. In this case, the one that we're going to use is an Arial, so that customers might enter that information here. Now we're also going to align it to the middle, and this would be enter names. And if we take a look at this, we had the element of text, but also the element for the location. So we're going to go ahead and add that in, and also adjust this a little bit, but it's a little bit smaller. There we go. Perfect. So now we're going to use the, here we go, the street map. And for this, we're also going to implement something that will change the behavior. So for this, I'm going to implement a mask that will shape this. So I'm going to upload a mask, which is just a circle, a black circle, and this will crop it in that shape. We'll also align it to the middle. And here we can see that there are different styles available that we're going to use. Now, in this case, you can see that there are a lot of different combinations. Let me just show you here. We click on this. We can actually see the different variables. But the ones that we're going to pick right now are the romantic one and monochrome, white and black. So let's go ahead and select those. So romantic, white, and monochrome black. There we go. So these are the different options that our customers will be able to pick from. Now, once that we have this, we'll go ahead and also name this location. And this is pretty much what we would need for our design. All right. Now, once that we have this, we're good to go, and we can implement this on the product so that we can publish a new item on our store with live personalization. So we'll go ahead and publish a new product. We'll search for the love heart. There we go. Choose any variants that we want to include. And go ahead and implement the design. So then the one that we're going to use is from Customily's design, for the one that we just created. But as you can see here, if we wanted to, we could also use pre-made designs ready to go so that we don't even have to take this first step that we did before. So we'll pick the design that we just created. Go ahead and we'll adjust it to our mockup here. Okay, this one sits perfectly. And this one as well. Great. I'll choose my store, in this case, my Shopify site. And what this is going to do is combine all of the information of what we had in our design. So choosing the location, entering the text, seeing it with that base design that we took from Canto, and implementing with the parameters that ShineOn needs. So making sure that the measurements are correct, that the mockup is correct, to make sure that Customly and ShineOn are perfectly aligned. Once that it finishes combining this information, it will show us that little preview so that we can see the interaction for the end user and save that preview image for the item. So let's play around a little bit with the features here. The great thing about this is that before we publish anything, we can always play around and make sure that this is how we want it to be before it goes live. There we go. So John, Mary, perfect. We have our text. So here we can see all those interactions ready to go, and we'll go ahead and save this as our product image. There we go. So this is pretty much it. Once that we hit publish, we'll be able to see that listing on Shopify with all the features. There we go. And we can even see it in the different variants that we have selected to make sure that this is exactly what the customers will be receiving.